welcome to Bar Talk with Solon. Today I've got Peter Godkin,
Hi.
Barrister,
Yes.
with me today. Look, very thankful for you to coming all the way over here to have this chat with us. So today we just want to have a nice casual conversation and let people know who you are, what you do, and what else you can do to help them.
Excellent. Thanks, Solon.
Yeah. Anyway, what we were talking about before, we were talking about you're a high school teacher.
Yes.
Guess what? I was too.
Oh, excellent. What did you teach?
I teach English and history. Oh, well, I majored English and history.
Yeah. Okay.
Taught mostly the easy subjects.
Yeah.
But while I was studying law,
Yeah.
I was a casual teacher. So I actually taught like across every subject.
Yeah, good on you.
Like sewing as well. Like
Oh,
I remember,
excellent. Okay.
I remember the girls taught me how to sew when I
Yes.
was the teacher. So that was always hilarious.
No, that's good news.
Yeah.
I taught high school music in Blacktown, Mount Druitt, and then I was for 11 years, and I wear that as a badge of honour now. That my work in Mount Druitt and Blacktown, and then I was head
You survived.
I know, absolutely. My crowd control skills are terrific, Solon.
Oh yes, definitely need that with what you do.
Yeah, no, it's true. And then I was head of music at Skeggs Darlinghurst for 5 years.
Damn. I feel like you're probably the only other legal professional that I know that went from teacher to lawyer.
I think it's a great introduction to the legal profession. I won't name any names, but I've been amazed at how many professional development lectures I've been to by these brilliant barristers, and they stand up and they're just as boring as batshit, you know, and they can't teach and can't even maintain our attention. You know,
Look,
and I'm thinking, just use that brilliant mind, you know,
Yeah.
to make us laugh and to teach us, you know.
I agree, because like, you know, when I explain contracts and stuff, I feel like, just like what you do, I'm teaching the other person something.
No, absolutely.
And that's where the communication comes from.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And it is a skill. I actually think I'm a better teacher than I am a lawyer.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone, yeah. We'll cut that out,
Thanks.
Yeah. We beep it.
Don't cut it out, I'm proud.
Yeah. So just a bit of background as well.
Yes.
Me and you, we went to uni together back at DCS.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other, and I still have your number since then.
Which is great, likewise.
Yeah.
So I love that time because I was a mature age student when I studied.
Both of us we were.
Yeah, I might have been a fraction older than you, my friend, possibly. But it was just a lovely stage of my life. It was really good. It was something that I'd wanted to do since I was 12.
Wow.
No.
I remember you had your hair was shorter back then.
Yes.
A lot shorter.
Yes, and I don't think I had a beard either, did I?
Maybe a moustache, a little bit of a moustache, but definitely not the Santa beard.
No, that's right. Yeah. This is my COVID beard, and I grew it for about 2 months, and I thought, I like this. I feel more comfortable about the way that I look now than I ever have in my life. And I think that's important in life, you know?
Yeah,
it's important to like yourself.
Love the shirt too, you know.
Yeah,
it really brings it out, you know.
Yes.
It really shows you're comfortable with what you're wearing.
Yes, it's one of my faves. I've got more than one like this in the cupboard. Well, not exactly like this, but you know.
But it's like that style.
Yes.
Yeah. What a contrast. I'm like here all black.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
Like, you know, boring, and we've got like colourful, bright. I like that.
With that yang and yin.
Yes. Yes. So tell me, after uni, you never became a solicitor. Like you never practiced law as a solicitor.
That's
you
correct.
Went straight to the bar.
I did. Yeah.
What made you do that? Like, is that a norm? Is that something normal?
Look, I understand that it's quite unusual, and it was, in some respects, I think it was quite a stupid decision.
Oh.
But it's something that I really, really wanted to do.
Yeah.
When I was 10, I remember lying on the lounge room floor, watching Gough Whitlam just being Gough in his wig and robe, and I remember saying to my dad, I said, "Dad, what's that about? Why is he dressed like that?" And then my dad told me what a barrister did, and then I thought, that'll do me. And from then, I wanted to be a barrister. Then
From 12?
From 12. Absolutely, yes. Yeah. And so then when Whitlam got sacked, it was really traumatic for me. But anyway, and I mean, politics aside, it's just that I thought that this man was a good thinker, you know. And so then what I did, I went and studied law at Sydney Uni in my first year after school. But because I was an 18-year-old male with an 18-year-old male brain, I couldn't cope.
You went for the girls, right?
Well, no, not even. I just, my brain wasn't ready for it, you know. It just wasn't ready for it. And I really didn't enjoy that year. So I then, at the end of the year, I thought, well, look, I don't want to spend my life studying something that I don't enjoy, and I love music. So I thought, I'll go and study music.
Yeah.
And then I loved music for the 4 years. Then I was expecting to then come back to the law, but then I won a scholarship and they paid me while I studied, and then and
Took
then
a bit of a detour to get there.
Yeah, no, that's right. And then I taught for 16 years. And,
All right.
And,
So why
it's a
did
good
you?
skill.
So why did you regret not being a solicitor at first before becoming a barrister?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Look, no, I'm not sure that I regretted not being a solicitor as such, because I think the skills are really, really different. And I think I would have been a terrible solicitor. My attention to detail is not as good as yours. And also, I'm a really big picture thinker, and going to the bar is all I ever wanted to do. Now, it was sort of good in the respect that, I mean, I was in my late 40s when I came to the bar. I might have even been 50 actually. And when I came to the bar, it looked as though I had 30 years experience, but I didn't have any experience. But what I found, Solon, was that in my first year, I didn't have any legal experience and I didn't have any clients. I couldn't get legal experience because I didn't have clients, and I couldn't get clients because I didn't have any legal experience.
Gosh, how did you survive that then?
Well, thanks for asking. I then came up with this idea, well, maybe if people don't have to pay for me, they'd be willing for me to act for them. And the volunteer opportunities, pro bono opportunities, were in criminal law. And so I registered with the Duty Barrister scheme and a few other schemes. And
What is that Duty Barrister scheme? I've never heard of that before.
Sure.
Actually.
Yeah,
okay.
what
is that?
Thanks. The Bar Association, it's a volunteer scheme. The Bar Association organises a roster, and they ask barristers to volunteer at the Downing Centre, but now the John Maddison Tower. And they do some people do one day every year, some people do one day every 3 months, but I did do it a bit more often because I didn't have anything else to do. And I remember my first day, I literally went in with a telephone in my hand and was phone a friend, you know. I had two mates who were experienced criminal barristers, so the clients they'd had this issue. I'd have no idea. And I said, do you mind if I consult a colleague? They said, yeah, that's fine. I'd ring, and that's how I got my experience. And
through ringing a friend.
Well, yes, and you learn pretty quickly, you know. And then of course I read up as well. Then what I did, pretty quickly I built a practice from that, and that's where I got my criminal law experience. And the reason why I'm a criminal law barrister now is because of my pro bono work, and I still volunteer 1 day a week, so 20% of my work is pro bono. Now I've got a really busy practice now, and I don't need to do the pro bono work, and it's time consuming, but I do it because I'm just so appreciative that is how I built a practice.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. So what sort of matters did you deal with when you're volunteering? You know, what kind of matter do you see? Typically see?
Well, look, my preferred day at Downing Centre is Wednesdays, because it's AVO day. So it's a little bit more meaty. My least favourite day, the driving and parking matters. Yeah. They just do my head in. You know, people come in and say, and I say to them, how much is the fine? It's the principle of the matter. And they say, well, if it's a principle, go and pay a private lawyer and and do it that way. But it's but look, I really enjoy the more meaty
meaty stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have to, like, when you're volunteering, did you have to do like sentencing, like, or was it just?
Oh yes.
Or is it more like mentions, getting adjournments?
No. Look, I love my Wednesdays, and I also have students shadowing me as well, PLT students, and the PLT students.
Are you looking for more PLT students?
Yes, I'm always happy to do that. I have a limit of 2 per day, but sometimes, so if you want to contact me, I'll give you an interview. Don't get nervous. It's a shadowing opportunity, so I don't get them to do anything except what I do. So I say that when I'm in court, you'll be in court watching what I do. When I'm in a client conference, if the client agrees, you'll be sitting at the back of the room listening to the client conference. If I'm doing something more mundane, like writing receipts or chasing up, bad debts, then you'll be watching me with that. If I'm trying to not be frustrated with the legal aid website and how difficult it is.
The portal. Yeah.
That's it. The portal. Yeah. Then you'll be watching me get frustrated with that. So basically whatever I do, they do. So if I'm doing interesting stuff, they're watching me do interesting stuff. If it's mundane, they watch me do that. Occasionally, I use my students for some research, but a little bit.
A bit of everything. So they kind of become like, in a way, a little barrister themselves.
Well, no, absolutely. And when I say it's exactly what I do, so, and if I'm starting at 9:30 in Campbelltown, they're starting at 9:30 at Campbelltown. If we've got a long day, if we've got a 10-hour day, they do a 10-hour day. If I've worked too many 10-hour days and I want to go home after lunch, I send them home after lunch. Yeah. You know, or if I need to go and buy a new shirt of David Jones, so
they come with you too?
I absolutely. Whatever I do.
Did they pick this out for you?
That's a good question. I can't remember. Maybe, perhaps.
Maybe?
Yes.
Good choice. I think that one is a good choice.
Yes.
How do you deal with difficult judges?
Yeah.
Don't need to name any names.
Almost without exception, the quality of people on the bench is outstanding. And that is because of the process that we go through to select judges in Australia. And I'm really very, very impressed with that.
Wow.
I remember the first time that I got bashed up by a judge, or verbally bashed up. I won't tell you who it is.
Are they still on the bench?
I won't even say that. No, there's been a bit of a sideways move. Yeah, but look, the first time it happened, I came back to chambers, and I was a bit shaken. And one of my colleagues, I'd been to the bar about 3 months or something, you know, and he said, "Oh, you all right?" I said, "Oh, I just got bashed up by a judge." And they said, "Which one?" I told them, and they said, "Oh, him, he's a." And so then I felt a bit better, you know, because the chambers sort of supported me, you know. Yeah. So I suppose and I'm purposely not saying anything about individuals, because that's really quite rare, but the support from your colleagues is probably the best way to do it, just because you can come back and you say, "Can't believe this happened," and you know, your head of chambers will say, "Yeah, I can't believe that happened. A similar thing happened to me, you know, once." You know?
Wow.
Yeah, or whatever. So that's basically how I deal with it.
So you just kind of cop it, and then you just got to go back and get the support of your colleagues to kind of nurse your wounds in a way.
Look, it's interesting, because what happened in this particular situation is the judge was asking me questions, and they were obviously rhetorical questions. He'd ask a rhetorical question, then another one, then another one, then another one, and I was just sort of counting, and I got up to 11 rhetorical questions, and then he asked the 11th question. He looked at me and said, "Oh, right, Mr. Godkin, you've got nothing to say. Okay." And he went to my opponent. And I won't tell you what I thought, but I was up, stood up and said, "Your Honour, my apologies. Because Your Honour had asked 11 rhetorical questions, I assumed that the 12th question was rhetorical as well. I got that wrong. So this is my response to the 12th question." And after that, this person was much more respectful. What really disappoints me is that it shouldn't have to be like that, you know. I mean, you go into court and you give the position of judge respect, and I think that, and normally, the judges give the bar respect as well. Yeah.
Wow. I have to say, I'm pretty lucky. I don't think I've came across a judge that was that gave me a bashing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some not so great cases to deal with.
Yeah, sure.
Like, imagine rocking up to the court with trying to defend a case where you have no instructions.
Right. Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was like shitting myself. I was like, what am I going to say? I can't say anything. And so like I was actually expecting the judge to like give me a good beating, but luckily it didn't. I mean, it's really interesting with instructions. I was in a situation just last week, and it was difficult to get instructions from my client. There were mental health issues, which there often are with criminal clients, and this one was actually a direct access. Direct access means?
It means that not with the solicitor.
Direct brief, direct
access brief. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it means that I didn't have a solicitor. So what happened is that the client actually indicated to me I'd had a long history with him, and it had been difficult, and his mental health had been declining for understandable reasons. He then said to me, "No, I don't want you to act for me." And I said, "Well, because we were part hurt, I thought we were in a good position, you know." And so I encouraged him to not do that, and he said, "No, that's definitely what I want to do." So then I said, "Okay, I'll draw up some written instructions." I drew up the written instructions, then he wouldn't sign them. So I had verbal instructions to not proceed, but couldn't get written instructions. So I went into court with the judge, local court it was, and I said to the judge, I said, Your Honour, I'm ready to proceed. However, it's been difficult to get instructions. My client has indicated to me verbally that he doesn't want me to act for him, but when I asked him to sign the written instructions, he wouldn't sign that. So I'm not sure what my client wants me to do, which was the only thing that I could do in that situation. Judge, God bless him, very experienced, very capable, called the client up to the microphone and said, Well, sir, it's not rocket science. Do you want Mr. Godkin to be your lawyer or not?
And then what happened? What happened from there?
Well, then he answered the question, and I got sacked, and then there was leave for me to withdraw, and I went home. Had an early day.
Oh, perfect. That's good.
Well, almost perfect, and I have no idea what happened with him, but it was really frustrating because there'd been a lot of work that had gone beforehand, and I really think we were in a good position,
And just that happened.
Yeah. But that does happen sometimes.
What is the most small petty case you had to deal with?
I'm showing my colours here, Solon.
That's it.
It frustrates me no end when you have. let me tell you this case. There was a professional guy, a professional girl. I think the guy was in IT or engineering. The girl was a lawyer. Both of them in their probably early 30s, I think, and they had been invited to a barbecue in the inner city area to celebrate it was a baby shower, I think. Anyway, these guys have been together. They've been living together for a couple of years, and then at the barbecue, one of the people at the barbecue said, "Oh, right, so you two, when are you going to get married?"
Oh,
anyway,
that happens a lot. That happens a bit way too often.
Yes. Look, the girl thought that this was a good thing to talk about, but the guy thought that it was not a good thing to talk about. So there was this couple, and they had this wingding argument, verbal argument only, because they'd had so much to drink. They lost their balance and leant on each other and went down to the ground. Two 18-year-old police officers.
18-year-old police officers?
Yes, or thereabouts, on the other side of the road, dealing with a totally unrelated matter, came over, and then they had been taught that in a domestic violence situation, you need to decide which person you're going to charge. And both of them said at the time, no, this is no issue. And I think the guy got some scratches on the way down because the girl had sharp fingernails. And he said, no, it's no issue, you know. He said I have no fear. So anyway, he was the pin-op. She was charged with assault. She had the AVO, and he never wanted it. She never wanted it. When we were in court, the deputy chief magistrate at the time, not now, this is some years ago, said, all I can say is gee, it must have been a slow day at the police station that day. And things like that just happen so often, and and typically it puts an enormous amount of pressure on relationships.
Yes.
It takes 9 months or 12 months to resolve. It can cost $6,000 to $10,000 to resolve, and the pressure, it's just awful, you know. And the police, they don't withdraw anything, you know. I mean, I say, what's the difference between a New South Wales police officer and a terrorist? You can negotiate with a terrorist. I know, terrible joke. Wow. But seriously, you know, and I've had judges, you know, frustrated that sometimes the victim doesn't turn up, you know, and the judges say, "Oh, look, you could have gone to the police and made representations, but they don't negotiate."
They don't. Yeah. Jeez. Okay. So that's more on the petty end. What about on the more serious end? What are some of the heavier cases you have to deal with?
Probably the area that I've become an expert in, and who would never want to be an expert in this area, is probably assault. Yes, and it's and sometimes with child victims, because of my background with in education, and I know how to speak with kids, and I know how to respect them totally, and I also know how to ask their hard questions in a way that the court needs them to be asked.
How do you develop like an expertise in a particular area of crim? Like, you know, do people just somehow know, oh yeah, you've done a lot, we have another case here, look after, like...
Yeah, they say that your area of expertise at the bar, they say that you don't choose it. They say that it finds you.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. But look, I'm actually trying to be intentional now about moving into different areas as well, because there's a personal cost to because when you deal with subject matter like that, I have to know more about it than anyone else in the room. You know, you know exactly which part of the body touched which part of the body and for how long, and you know all the details. Yeah, and so I'd be really happy to do some other things as well.
Yeah, it's not too late. You can always try.
No, that's right. Look. I mean, I've got a couple of civil matters that have a sort of a criminal history to them. Like, I mean, I do some sue police for false arrest.
False arrest?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, unlawful arrest.
How would you? What is false arrest? Like what? You would think every time a police would arrest you, they have like a good reason to, right?
Yeah. No, you would think so. Let me give you one of my wonderful my most favourite examples. Guy was on his phone. Police officer came up to him and said, "Oh mate, I need to talk to you." He said, "Oh, I'm on the phone." He said, "No mate, I need to talk to you now." "No, I'm on the phone." And then the police officer said, "No, put the phone down." He said, "F*** off, I'm on the phone." The police officer then hit the phone out of his hand and grabbed his arm and arrested him for saying
Oh.
Now,
what suburb was this at?
not telling. But unfortunately, that's not uncommon. But you can't be arrested for swearing. You can be given a court attendance notice and fined $300. It's a summary offence. You know, you can't take someone's freedom away from them for saying the word. And the police so often do that, you know. They just sort of think, oh, you're being disrespectful, right? You know, I've got you, you know. And then the police sort of hope that the person will fight back, and then he gets charged with assault as well, and and stuff like that. Yeah, and so I litigate things like that. The New South Wales taxpayer pays out millions and millions every year because many police do not understand that arrest is a last resort. There was one 24-year-old police officer that was being sued for the second time, and he was 24, being sued for the second time. Yeah.
So is that a personality thing? Like they just do that, or do you reckon they just follow the wrong crowd within the police and develop these bad habits and just can't get rid of it?
Look, Solon, I actually think that they don't teach the police to de-escalate. They teach them to escalate. No?
Actually?
Yes. No, I am absolutely convinced that they teach the police to escalate, not to de-escalate. And one of the principles of arrest is that the arrest needs to be a last resort. And I remember cross-examining a police officer once, you know, on the last resort, saying, now, before you arrested my client, you did not say to him, oh, just settle down, mate. We don't want this to go badly. Did you? And he looked at me like I was on Planet Pete. You know, he said, well, no, why would I do that? Why would you do that? Because the law says that arrest must be a last resort. And if you can calm things down first without arrest, then that's what you need to do. But they're not taught that. They don't learn that until they're sued for the first time, or sometimes for the second time.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often do police get sued? Like,
oh, there are matters going before the court every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Against police.
Against police. Every day.
When they sue the police, like, how do they bring that about? Like, is it just to the police in general, or like?
It's a state of New South Wales, so you sue the state, and then it's iCare that write the check to the punter,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the public that pays.
Wow.
So look, I mean, I can't believe that I'm about to say this because I'm not a fan of the English, but seriously, if we were to bring some English bobbies out and teach our police how to de-escalate, how to calm things down, because a lot of the time people don't want to be arrested, I mean,
Yeah.
but the police, they escalate.
Sounds like that's your expertise.
Oh well, look, I enjoy that, and I think I've got a bit of a reputation amongst the police, and I do enjoy that area. I really love it. Yeah, it's a good area. And the other area that I'm really enjoying too is psychiatric injury that is caused through historical abuse. Yeah, so adult people that have been abused. By institutions. Yeah.
By
So
institutions,
yeah.
Man, you seem like you have to deal with a lot of heavy stuff. How do you cope with that yourself? Like,
yeah. Look, I say that I've got a high stress level, but I've got lots of stress management strategies. I need 9 hours sleep every night. I have a really healthy diet. I have vegetables for breakfast. I always have an omelette for lunch, and then I'll have vegetables or fish or meat for dinner. So, and also I need to spend time by the water. I ride my bicycle to work every day.
every day?
Every day. I sold my car 30 years ago, and I've been riding my bike every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to get to work?
Only about 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
What if you need to go to like other courthouses?
Yeah. Well, what I do is I ride my bike to Chambers. I get changed out of my lycra. Then I go by train.
Go by train?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
wow. What about those, like, do you have to do court work outside of Sydney?
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah. And I've done quite a bit in Wagga, Bathurst, Orange.
Wagga,
Dubbo.
doesn't take you a whole day to get there?
Oh, well, I would travel overnight for Wagga. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so you would fly in and then stay overnight and then do the matter and
And then come back?
Yeah.
Oof.
And I quite like it actually because it almost feels like you're having a little mini holiday.
And while working?
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, because you pack your shorts and your nice shirt and and your sandals and you arrive and
That's one good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
yeah. No, it is nice.
How often do you get those cases outside of Sydney? Like, how often?
Yeah. Yes. Look, it's I've got one in look, I might do 3 or 4 a year.
Only?
But sometimes you could do 6. Yeah. It just really depends. It's
Do you look for those or they find you?
Oh, they find me.
They find you.
Look, at one stage, I was intentional about building relationships with country solicitors, and now I've got those relationships. Then they call me when necessary.
Yeah. Do you prefer direct briefs or do you prefer actually a solicitor dealing with
good
the client?
question.
Yeah. Because I think I've seen quite a lot of barrister profiles where
Yes.
they actually say they do not accept direct brief.
I specialise in crime. I do a lot of local court criminal work, and in the local court, you rarely need a solicitor. I would not do a serious matter, certainly not district court or above, without a solicitor. No,
That's
certainly
it.
not. Because there are things that I can't do. Like, I'm not allowed to subpoena or I can't sign a form, things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But look, I mean, for a straightforward sentence or even a one-day contested hearing in the local court, it's quite manageable to do it by yourself.
Interesting. Any advice for any solicitors studying for the bar exam or wanting to?
Yes,
Tell me.
absolutely. Because of my teaching background, in my first year, not only did I not have any work or any legal experience, but what I knew how to do is I knew how to teach, and that's how I was able to pass the bar exam the first time. It wasn't because of my brilliant mind, and it wasn't because of my lots of legal experience. It's because I understood how to write exams and what examiners were looking for. So I then started to write a book on how to pass a bar exam. But then I thought, no, the Bar Association's going to change the exam, and then I'll have to write another book. So then I thought I'll roll it out as a course, and so then this How to Pass the Bar Exam course was rolled out, and I still teach that. And we teach you over two days in a CBD location, and the next course is on the 6th and 7th of December. We teach you what to study, what not to study, what to memorize, what not to memorize, how to mark up your notes so that you can find the information in your notes really quickly. So we have this quite a unique tabbing and highlighting system where you can cross-reference things, because now that you're allowed to take in lots of information to into the bar exam, we actually advise you not to take in too much, because you have to be able to find it quickly. Yes, and so it's very much it's an exam preparation course. www.howtopassthebarexam.com.au.
Easy.
Give me a call. I'll shout you an omelette for lunch. Okay, nothing fancy from Pete, and or a healthy salad, and and we'll But look, I am absolutely convinced, because of my background, that if you're smart enough to have a law degree, you're smart enough to pass the bar exam, if you're willing to put in the stupid amount of work and time that's required. Because it's a stupid amount of time. I say probably about 400 hours of time. But I can teach you how to fit that into your life too.
Amazing. All right. Thank you, Pete.
Solon, it's been lovely.
Likewise.
Nice memories.
Yes.
Nice
definitely.
venue.